So, good afternoon. So, we're live on both Instagram and Facebook, and coming to speak to you guys a little bit about, actually, really just to offer a process mostly. That's what today is about. It's just offering a process that I have found. I got to be careful when I wobble the table, it wobbles the camera. But offering a 3-step process to help strengthen the immune system by soothing your nervous system, which really helps shift you out of the energies of fear, lack, scarcity, worry, panic, pain, and it shifts you more into a stillness initially. And then from there, you can reach for energies like well-being and hopefulness and the energies of solution, the energies of answers, the energies of calm and connected, the energies of safety and security and that sort of thing. So I'm going to take you through that process here today, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the process before we actually do it. But before we get going into that, we'll just give it a little bit of time as people are kind of arriving here, and it's always nice to wait to actually do the process until we've got all the people that want to be here actually here. So hello to those of you who are already here, and if you do come in, just make sure you say hello. So let's just address something right off the bat. I think everyone, if you're human, you're ebbing and you're flowing at the moment, right? And that's always the case. The emotions of life, the emotions of being human, the emotions of the things that we go through in our lives, it takes us on a bit of a journey emotionally, correct? And especially right now, it's just this kind of interesting time where, everyone across the globe, or at least, many across the globe are experiencing a lot of the same things. And I feel like it's a really couldn't be more of a perfect time to talk about how we can really claim our well-being, how we can really claim our power and tap into that place of unshakable faith, even when we're moving through tricky times, challenging times, uncertain times. And I think right now I'm witnessing a lot. I mean, that's just me, always witnessing, but I'm really seeing that it's almost like, because of the uncertainty and because of that people are really getting sick or people are really losing people, it's almost I don't know, almost like looked down upon in a sense, in certain circles, if you're feeling good, if you're feeling joyful, if you're feeling happy. And I feel like that happens in smaller doses sometimes, even just through life without, COVID-19, right? Is that sometimes, you're feeling good and you're feeling joyful and there's really no reason for it. In fact, my teachers in India call that causeless joy, meaning there's no reason why you're joyful. You're just joyful because you get to be joyful, because you get to choose that. And others who maybe don't get that, or maybe don't feel like they have the power to do that, they can be a little bit annoyed, with you feeling like that. But my point is that the condition of something, or the what is of something, does not have to determine the way that we feel, right? So even if and I remember when I was in college, and I took a lot of psychology classes. My major was communications, mostly because at the age of 18, who the heck knows what you want to do for the rest of your life. I mean, I think maybe every now and again somebody knows, but most of the time, most people don't know. But I knew I loved to communicate. I knew I loved psychology. I knew I loved learning about the way people think. And one of the books that one of my most favorite psychology teachers had me read was called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And he was in the middle of the Holocaust, horrible situations, and seeing terrible things. But what helped him navigate through that, what helped him move through that and survive that, was his ability to stay tapped into his purpose, was his ability to stay tapped into things that actually bring him joy, and that tap him into sort of a higher meaning and a higher purpose, which ultimately brings a sense of satisfaction and a sense of fulfillment, regardless of what your current situation or circumstances or conditions are. And I really was already contemplating on this, but even yesterday I got onto a Zoom session with a client, and she talked about how, it's really tough at the moment with her son and her daughter-in-law. He works with the elderly at a senior care home, and she works as a nurse. And so they have to actually live in separate situations at the moment. And I know even for me, my brother-in-law is an ER doctor, and my sister-in-law, his wife, she has lung issues. And I know that we're all sort of having these sorts of things come up at the moment. And I know for me too, the number one fear I've always had since I was a little girl was losing someone I loved, right? Like losing a loved one. And so this really brought that to the surface for me, and that's been brought to the surface for me a lot. And I think for me, a couple of weeks ago, kind of rubber hit the road, and I had to get to the root of my fear, which was if I got sick, if something happened to me, if something happens to a loved one, will I still be okay? Will I still be okay? And so really what that was about is me recognizing that I have a choice. I have a choice to decide if I'm going to be okay regardless of what happens or not. And at the end of the day, I think that's what we all want, right? We want to know that we're going to be able to handle whatever happens. We're going to be able to navigate through it. We're going to get to the other side of it. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay, even if your worst case scenario were to happen. So I'm not dismissing those things, but so the process that I want to do with you today, it's just designed as another thing that can help you support your nervous system and move you into a place of well-being. Because when you're in that space, not only is that going to help you navigate things and increase the strength of your immune system, and it's going to help you forever and always, even when we get to this whole other side of the COVID-19 stuff. It's going to always be there as an amazing tool to have. And that's why I wanted to share it with you. It's going to help you, it's just support you to move into that space of strength and resilience and calm and feeling a sense of security within yourself. So not only does that help you navigate whatever you're navigating, but it helps the people around you as well, because the people around you will notice, the way that your energy is and the way that you're feeling and the way that you're kind of standing in your power. And that can only help, right? I mean, that can only help. Okay, so in order to do that, right, we have to be able to look beyond what is. So it's like we have to be able to, okay, we can recognize and we can acknowledge what is, okay, and then we have to be willing to look beyond it. And there are a couple of little things I want to share with you today as far as how to do that. Really quickly, I do want to say that I'm going to put here in the comments a couple of links for you. So if you guys like my content, if you like the things that I teach about, if you like the things that I share, the things that I talk about, then one way you can let me know that, one way you can support me, one way you can get more of that is you have two options. You can choose one or both. There is going to be a link in the comments where you can actually get onto my email list for all my free classes. And you guys might have seen those posts already. I started announcing that yesterday. All you have to do is click the link, put your email in the box, and that's it. And you start to receive emails from Erin Lanahan Method, my company, which just says, hey, here's the schedule for the week. Here are the links so you can join at these class times. Okay, that's all you have to do. And then the second is to come into Erin Lanahan Method community, where things like this, we get to dive in deeper. E.L.M, Erin Lanahan Method is my company. I launched it 10 years ago. It's evolved and evolved and evolved over the years, but it started off always with the intention of addressing mental health, physical wellness, and spiritual fitness. I truly believe that when you address all three of those areas, all three of those aspects of yourself, then you can really thrive in any area of your life. And what I started to see working with clients is, okay, if they're working on a relationship issue, and it started off me, working with people to improve their relationship with food and, weight loss and body image and all of that kind of stuff. And then I started to see how all the things affect all the things, right? And your relationships are affected by your, how you feel about your body, and the way you feel about your body is affected about, how fulfilled in your life you feel. And so everything is kind of intertwined. So at the end of the day, it's like you got to tend to everything, the mind, the body, and the spirit. And when you do that, all of those other things start to kind of just work out. They just start to work out. Things start to unfold in ways that you couldn't imagine, and they just start, more is revealed. So that's what Erin Lanahan method is. And so if you come on into that community, into my community, then not only will you have access to all the free classes, but you'll have access to all the other classes that I'm actually not offering anywhere else. And some of you may have seen some of that last week or the week before. There are circuit training workouts where I'm gonna show you how to do this stuff at home, you guys, where you really don't need any equipment except for fun things you can find around the house. And of course, if you want equipment, if you have it, great. Or if you feel like that's something you wanna order on Amazon, I'm there to support you with that also. We do core cardio sessions, there's guided meditations, there's just really all the things that will help support you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually is happening over there in Erin Lanahan Method community. And it's giving you a community of people who are just like you in that way. They want to take their well-being seriously. And seriously just meaning they understand that to be a joyful, happy, healthy person, is what they get to choose, right? They understand that they get to choose that, and they value that, and they're eager for that, and they're hungry for that, and they want that, and that's why they're there. Not because they need to be, not because they need me or need anything that I'm offering or need you, but because they want to be, right? They want to be. They love the expansion. They love the prompts. They love the growth. They love the playful kind of high vibe energy that we're going to be cultivating there together. Okay, so those are going to be down here in the comments. I'm going to post them now. So those are there. You can check both of those out and come. Oops. Nope, we don't want to do that. Sorry, you guys. I almost ended the video. Let's not do that. Okay, so the links are there. Woo. And then Instagram, if this is being watched on Instagram, you can actually go to my bio and click the free class link, and you can read about the free class link. You can pop your email in, and there's a link to Erin Lanahan Method community. So you can also click that and then it'll take you to, and you can read all about the Erin Lanahan Method community. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so I said to you that I was going to share two things with you as far as how we look past, how we get beyond what is. Okay, so if we're in fear, or if we're in lack, if we're in scarcity, if we're in pain, it's usually because we're hyper focused on something about our current situation. Say, for example, you look at your bank account and the amount of money that you want isn't there, right? Or you look out at what's happening in the world and you start to make conclusions, or your body does something weird and then you freak out that maybe you're getting sick, or that kind of thing, right? So when you're focusing on the fear, or when you're focusing on those things, it's easy, right, to kind of get jacked up with the fear stuff, with the worry stuff, with the panic stuff. And this happens a lot. I see it when we're facing unknown, when it's unknown, when it's uncertain. And I'm just going to say this, you guys, really what that is it's an invitation for you to reclaim your power. And what I see all the time is when we're facing something uncertain and we're facing something unknown, well, it's like you're at that fork in the road where you could go, okay, I could go this way and really create my reality in terms of moving in the direction of the well-being and moving in the direction of, well-being, higher vibe kind of solution and envisioning the best case scenario. Or I could buy into the fear over here, and I could go into the worry, and I could go into the lack, and I could go into the scarcity. And you're going to have that fork in the road all day, every day. You're going to get that choice. And it's tempting, man. I mean, this path over here, to the fear, the lack, all of that, it's tempting. It's very tempting, because if you look around you, there's all of this evidence to back it up and to prove and to justify And so you just give your power. A lot of us just give our power over to that. But I'm actually inviting you to do something different. Like, I want to be that kind of irresistible invitation for you to actually go, wait a minute, this is that moment where I get to reclaim my power and I get to decide what the reality I'm going to create is, regardless of what's happening, regardless of what's going on around me, regardless of what could or might or happen, right? Because also too, there's one of my favorite quotes. I can't remember who said it now, but it's like, what is it? Most of the things that we feared our whole lives never happened. So there's that. All right, so let's go ahead and move. So this is just really quickly, I always show you guys this and then I realized later that you couldn't really see it. So do you see that little circle? Okay, so this is like, inside that circle is just, that's like the realm of our limited knowledge, sort of like based on the experiences that we have, etc., etc. So it's, if we're focused in here, like we're trying to find answers from this place, we're trying to see how it can all work out, or what's likely or what the potential might be. And if we're looking at it from here, it's limited, right? It's very limited. And you'll just start to kind of recreate and kind of pull from what's already there. And what I want to invite you to do, and we'll do this in the 3-step process today, is expand out, expand out and start to pull from here, which is the infinite realm of possibility and all of the like higher energy that's available if you want to tap into it, if you want to go there. It's there if you want to go there. Does that make sense? Is that resonating for you guys? I'm seeing people joining, but it's funny with Instagram, the names are so tiny, sometimes it's hard for me to see. So if you're here and you're hearing what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, please just say hello or send a love heart or a comment or something and just let me know that you're still with me. And we'll go ahead and get into our process here in a second. Okay, so I guess the question really comes down to this. Thank you guys. I guess the question really does come down to this. And just like I'm going to present the question or offer the question here, I want you guys to know that I never present or offer anything that I don't actually do myself. In fact, before I get on these things, I do it again. I do all the things again, just because I want to know within myself that if, that I can speak from a place of experience. Okay, so the question is, are you going to align with God, source, infinite wisdom, infinite intelligence, divine love and peace? Or will you align with the fear and the pain and the worry and the panic and the scarcity? And you guys, like, if you ask my husband or anyone who knows me, they'll tell you that I can tend to get hijacked by fear very easily. I've always been like that, like since I was a kid. But now that I have these tools and now that I know how it works, I don't let that take over me or my life the way that I used to. And let me tell you, holy moly, it is so liberating. It is so liberating. Like in this moment, I could let fear take me. I could let it take me. Okay, but what do I prefer instead? And if I align with source and the wisdom, right, of that infinite intelligent presence, well, then what's possible? What's true then, right? What's true then? Okay, so let's go ahead and I think I really already told you about my client. She had a fear yesterday about her just worrying, about her children and the situation that they're in with him working with the elders and elderly and his wife being a nurse, and they have to be in separate situations and they love each other. So that's really tough. So she just wasn't feeling good when she got on the call. She wasn't feeling good, and I could tell like her energy was just, she was really in a tough spot. And I did this process with her yesterday, and she felt so much better afterwards. And actually tonight, if you click that free class link, I'm going to take you through, if you want to join tonight's yoga class at 5:30, we're going to tie this 3-step process into the yoga practice. So it's really fun because when you do it that way, you have actually like an hour to fully download it and integrate it and experience it in your body. Okay, so let me tell you about the 3-step process and then we'll do it. Okay, I'll tell you about it just so you know what's coming, and then we'll do it. The first step is to, and we'll be closing our eyes for this, so hopefully you're not driving or something. So trying to just find a seat. You'll close your eyes, and we're going to do what I call just dropping your barriers. So dropping your barriers, dropping this trying energy, dropping this, in yoga I say efforting, like just stopping the efforting for a moment. And I think if you look at yourself, you're probably always trying to stay positive and trying to look at the silver lining and, you know, trying to be strong and trying to be positive and, you know, all of this kind of stuff. And that's great and all, but that doesn't work. And that's not what I mean, you know, about looking beyond, you know, circumstances and conditions. We're going to get to that part. But first, you've got to tend to your energy. You've got to actually tend to your energy and give that space for a second. So stop the trying, stop the efforting, dropping your barriers, and just come as you are. Just come as you are. We're going to give you a chance to really just feel what's going on. And it might be sadness, it might be grief, it might be anxiety, it might be guilt. Like I know some people right now are feeling really good and they feel guilty about that. Okay, it could be guilt. You could be flying high. You could be feeling great, you know, and maybe that's what you're going to be feeling today. Or there just might be all sorts of things. And when we go into this part, you'll just notice, you know, what's happening, what you're feeling, the tension, the tightness, and just the energy. And I'll guide you through it, of course. And then so that's going to help drop the barriers, drop the resistance. And then the second part is we're going to use a mantra. We're going to use a mantra. So what we want to do with the second step is we want to create a stillness and sort of like a level playing field inside your nervous system and inside your brain and inside your body. Okay, so when your nervous system is all jacked up, it's very hard to shift into a more positive place. So we got to soothe you before you can do that. So the first step is we're going to acknowledge what's there and let you feel it, like you have permission to feel all the things. And then the second step, we'll use our mantra to create an internal stillness, okay, a soothing. And then on the third step, we're going to work with a question. And the question is just going to open up this dialogue between you and your higher knowing, you and God, you and the universe, as to what might be possible, right? What might be possible. And this might be a particular situation that you're thinking about, or you could just stay very general, kind of just go into this just with no expectations and see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we'll go ahead and just close your eyes and just finding a nice comfortable seat and just closing your eyes. And as best you can, just start to become aware of your breath, starting to feel your inhale and feel your exhale. And as you're breathing in and you're breathing out, just begin to notice, just noticing what you notice from the top of your head, down through your face, down through your jaw and your throat. Noticing how you're feeling through your chest and your back, your shoulders and your arms, your hands and your fingers. And then just starting to notice how you feel down, all the way through the torso and down along the spine and into the hips. And just noticing what you're feeling in the tailbone and down the legs, into the ankles and the feet and the toes. And then just find a nice steady breath. And as you're breathing in, start to breathe in a little bit of extra air on the way in. And then let a little bit of extra air out as you exhale. Very good. And then start to tune in. Where do you feel sensation inside of you? Like if you're feeling angry about something or sad or worried, right? Or if there's anxiety over something or guilt over something, just notice where you're feeling that. Maybe you feel that in your gut. Maybe you feel that in your heart. Maybe you feel that in your chest or your head, your throat. Just notice what you feel. And dropping all your barriers and just starting to soften your entire physical body. So you're dropping your barriers, you're releasing the trying energy, you're relaxing into non-effort. And just noticing what's here. And if there's anything at all that you've been feeling that you've been pushing down or trying to avoid, just take time right now. A lot of times it will just move very quickly the minute you presence yourself. So take a moment, just feel it. Really good. And then just one more time, invite all your muscles, all your bones, all your joints, every cell, every layer of tissue and muscle, every organ, every thought, every breath to just relax a little deeper, relax and soften, to release, to relax, and to rest. And we're going to move right into step 2, which is the mantra. So just keeping your eyes closed. The mantra is hum, H-U-M, sa, S-A-H. Hum, H-U-M, sa, S-A-H. So as you breathe in, you'll quietly repeat the mantra hum. And as you breathe out, quietly repeat the mantra sa. And hum means I am. Sa means that. So essentially you're inhaling I am and you're exhaling that. And just starting to do that now. Inhale hum. Exhale sa. And as you're doing that, bringing your attention to your chest and that heart energy, that anahata chakra, and breathing in hum, breathing out sa. And as you're giving your mind this single point focus, the energy can rearrange. Because your mind has one thing to focus on, everything else can fall away. So a little while longer here, inhaling hum, exhale sa. Really good. So we'll move on to the third step of this process, which is asking a question using the power of curiosity. And the question we'll use is, what do I prefer? Meaning, how do you prefer to feel? What do you prefer to focus on? What do you prefer to imagine or visualize? What do you prefer to create for yourself, for humanity, for the world? Yeah, how do you prefer to contribute to that? So just sit with that question. You do not have to know the answer, so don't stress if you don't know the answer. If you don't know the answer, just stay in the question. What do I prefer? And if you do know the answer, then ask every cell of your body to activate that feeling. So if you prefer to feel at peace, okay body, okay cells, please activate the feeling of peace. Show me what peace feels like. I prefer to feel peace. I prefer to feel at peace. Very good, you guys. So we'll go ahead and just take a moment to just have a nice deep breath in and a long breath out, and just feel yourself coming to a place of completion with that for now. And you might thank your body, or thank God, thank the universe, thank universal intelligence, and whatever else you're feeling thankful for. Just honoring and acknowledging that you are supported, and there is a higher wisdom. If you want to tap into it, it's always available. And if you liked that and you want to do it again, you can come to class tonight. I'm teaching a 5:30 p.m. Vinyasa yoga class for every level. We're going to tie that three-step process into the yoga sequence, into the yoga flow. Tonight is an energizing power flow, so it'll be a little more power-packed than the one I taught yesterday. If you happen to catch that flow, I went live here on Facebook and Instagram. This will be a little more power-packed than that one, so prepare to sweat a little bit and build a little bit of heat. But we will have a wonderful time just tying all of this in as you're moving your body. So if you want to do that, I've left the link here in the comment. You can just click the free class schedule, pop your email and your name, and you'll get an email from me that tells you what to do. Okay, and then, oh, thanks, Dawn. No, it's actually Eastern time, 5:30 Eastern time. So, so what is that, 2:30 Pacific time? So thanks for that clarity. I did forget to say that. So 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is class tonight, and it's a vinyasa flow for every level. You can pop your name, just click that free class link. And if you want all the free classes, if you like this sort of content and you would like to go deeper with it, like you just feel like, okay, that was great, but I have questions and I want to know more. And, you know, I love this concept of tending to my spiritual fitness and my mental health and my physical wellness, then come on over to Erin Lanahan Method community. And that link is also here. And that's where you're going to not just receive the free yoga classes, but you're going to get it all. You know, you're going to get more of this. You're going to get more yoga options. You'll get more classes, class times, different varieties of classes. You'll get the circuit training workouts and the core workouts and the cardio workouts, and just a dance party every now and again, because I love dancing, and I just love the idea of making up silly dances, choreographing them, and like doing them with you. So if that sounds fun to you, if you feel eager and excited and you just love kind of high vibe peoples and high vibe content, come on over to Erin Lanahan Method Community and click that link. It's right there in the comments, and join us over there. And if you guys have any questions or comments, if you liked this, let me know. If you need clarity about something, you want to talk a little further about something, let me know. And I think that's a wrap really for today. So I hope I'll see you in class 5:30. Again, if you pop your name into that, if you click that link, there's also another class happening 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday morning. So that's happening too. Right now we have this schedule. It's Monday 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Saturday 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And then that does shift and change, and we add things and we change it around and stuff like that. But so far right now, that's the schedule that I'm offering. So thank you all so much. Oh my God, Dawn, that's amazing. I'll see you at 2:30. If you need any help with anything, let me know. And thanks for being here, everyone. Thank you, thank you. I'm off to meet the accountant now, of course, virtually, but meeting the accountant. Love you all. Bye for now. Take care. See you soon.